Yeah, along that same line, I guess like you mentioned that you realized like, oh, you wanted to pursue recruiting for like consulting. Um, I guess like finding your identity at Berkeley, like how you mentioned like you knew like you liked sociology early on after taking that first course. And then business, you just like applied and you wanted to do it. But like in terms of your identity, like your core values, it seems like it hasn't changed since like high school, right? How have you like maintained those like core values of like, making an impact on society, amplifying impact as you mentioned before? Like how have you maintained like those values, especially since there are all these other like, you know, lucrative opportunities that you could pursue as well outside of, all this like pro bono work that you do?
Yeah, I think like I throughout college I always went through this like ebb and flow of like, oh, like I want to like run and be like in public office someday, and then another day I'm like, oh, I want to make bank at some firm, and then like and so I think that like I think the ebb and flow is really interesting to me, but I had this one person who told me that like you should honor your past, right? Like to me, when I
Mm,
made the switch from doing like a bunch of advocacy, political government work, and then doing consulting, to me that was like a really big pivot. And I was like, oh, maybe like I'm not a good like advocate. Maybe I'm not a good lobbyist, and I'm not good for politics. So maybe I should like forget that past and start doing just like business stuff because I seem to like be having fun about it. But like this person like was like, no, like you did not choose those things in high school and your first semester at college because of a coincidence, right? Like
right.
you chose those things for a reason, and you should honor the reasons why you did those things. And so when
Mm,
I honor my past and I think about like, oh, all of the things I did, like everything like is the same, right? The value is that like I want to make an impact on the world. The value is that like empathy is like the most important leadership trait to me. Like you have to
right.
listen to other people, you have to understand what how others feel, and you have to be like very cognizant of everyone's situation. And so I think all of those have stayed the same. And yeah, I think nothing's changed. I think the vehicle just changes, right? Like instead of being a
Right.
politician, I'm going to be a consultant.